Hey, what is up, Patreon? It's Rich. All right, I have a really fun video to do. This is going to be a bit of a teaser for Super Fun Sunday. But I was going to grab, a guy has been asking me, please do Jorge Safino. I want to see, Winter World or some of the different stuff that Safino has done. And I have actually some good Jorge Safino work. Unfortunately, I have so many books and stuff in my storage. It's not that easy to just grab them out. But the more I've been drawing, the more I keep thinking about Silvestri and incorporating just his mindset maybe to drawing a bit more. So this was really interesting. So I thought, this new X-Men book was calling for me. I have the big hardcover I had bought a few years ago. And I was like, that'll be cool. But I'm going to show you something pretty interesting here in 1 second. We'll look at the cover real quick. But what I love about Marc is his stuff is very, very solid, but it's real loose. And I'm going to show you something in a second that's really going to probably blow your minds. And some of you may have seen it, but I mean, Marc, when he sketches, it's like crazy. I think that there's something to it. No. Is this going to apply to everyone? No, probably not. But it's just something to be aware of. I really feel like just seeing that it's an option and what you could do with it, who knows? You never know. So anyway, just he really I love the folds on that pant. The color made it look real nice too. But in the jacket, do you see like how it starts at the elbow and then it goes to the whatever, the side of his body. I can't think of what you call it, but there's sort of like stretch points, like pin points and stretch points where stuff hangs off of and then where it's pulled to based on where it originates from. So that's kind of the theory behind some folds and creases that you get. But here, check this out. So I hadn't really looked at much of this, but I was kind of trying to find where Marc's stuff was. I'm going to set the phone down for 1 sec. But in the back of the book, they have like a sketchbook section of the different artists in here. But Marc's sketches are really, really interesting. Hopefully I can keep this book open. So check out his sketches. This is so crazy. This first page maybe won't seal the deal on it, but you're going to see something in a second and just go, what in the world? So his placement of objects is very accurate. So when he does something this loosey-goosey, he's still the proportions and placement are pretty dialed in. Like that eye and where it is in relationship to the nose or mouth are accurate. So it already is creating a sense of solid, it's feels like form, it feels structure, and his lines count, they matter in this. Okay, but watch, check this out, dude. This gets so crazy fast. So you see these sketches and you go, yeah, I've seen stuff like this. But you can kind of see where some of the sketches that I've been doing, and this is probably why I think Marc is coming into my mind more and more. He puts down his basic silhouette or shapes, and then he kind of keys in landmarks like the placement of the eyes, the nose, and again, everything is very, very efficiently stacked in there. He's got the logo on her chest, and proportionally speaking, where the breasts sit to the shoulder blades and the length of the arm to the elbow and stuff like that is accurate with her rib cage, and the wrist falls right kind of mid hip. I mean, it's all there. So that's not where you want to get loose. You want to make sure that your proportions are right. But it's absolutely insane how sketchy this stuff is, and the fact that he can refine it to a tight pencil is really, really exciting to me, because this has always been the weird start for me. My sketches are really, really rough, and I've never been able to completely bridge my super refined finishing skills with kind of like a rough start. It's I've done it before. When I lightbox my stuff, I definitely am able to keep more of that in, because bad lines. But this is where it gets really interesting, is look at this. I mean, would you look at this? It's crazy. But he's filling space he's getting a dynamic energy to it, and then he plugs in his structure and is somehow able to turn these into really, really badass finished drawings. It's really crazy, but pretty inspiring at the same time. But I thought you guys would get a kick out of just seeing this before we go into like some of the pages. But isn't that wild? And I may actually upload this to YouTube. Like this may be the Super Fun Sunday. But you guys will get it first. So at the very least, you'll get a first look. Patreon's been doing maintenance the last like day and a half. So it's been a little frustrating because I keep trying to go into Patreon and it's not letting me. I remember seeing some of these pages in a preview, and it was like, oh man, Marc is back. It's like he's bringing the Top Cow thing, but it has a little bit of the feel of his early Wolverine stuff. I mean, you could see that this is definitely way more Top Cow, but what I mean is, you know, it's suggestive, and you could picture this layout as being something that he used in Wolverine more than the amount of detail. He never went this detailed on his early Wolverine or X-Men or Uncanny X-Men stuff. Is the cover. Really, really nice anatomy. You know, and again, when you're learning anatomy, what did I tell you? Just come up with a formula that works and is fairly accurate, and then that's your anatomy. That's your male anatomy that you're going to run with, and you can always plug and play little extras and things as you go along. But just get where you can draw a decent back view, side view, and front view, that you know the muscles, you know where they start and where they stop, and kind of how they might flex. And yeah, you know, that's your training wheels. That's what you need to know. That'll get you to the next point. Man, this is going to be so good. I'm gonna really, really try to learn from this. So I think Marc is great. It's a shame that all these papers are always so shiny. It's like, come on, give me a break. I'm trying to do YouTube. Really cool storytelling. Yeah, lots of zigzags and it's, man, he's a great combination of styles, you know. You don't need to aspire to copy him, but it's like, come up with your own formula. You know, who do you like that, oh, this is a great piece. He got such fantastic inks on this. I think that all the guys that worked on this stuff were very, very inspired to do their best work. Everyone knew that this was like an important book, and a lot of people were going to be really, really excited about it. So it's just, everybody kind of brought their A game. And Marc does use background assistance, so you know, I don't know overall what might have been done by assistants, but I know that he does. And then he may go over what they draw, and then when you've got a good inker, it can blend in pretty well. But man, this is such a great spread. Sorry, I don't mean to curse. I curse a decent amount in real life, so when I do YouTube, I try to avoid it. But yeah, this is really, really amazing. God, I would love to draw like this. Just that kind of scale and power and detail. I'm gonna get there. I'm telling you, I'm determined. Yeah, hopefully this is fun to check out. I'm kind of avoiding the inevitable, like finishing this last commission today. I don't know, it's rainy and kind of a stormy day, and I just feel like doing something different. So I figured I would be productive on my YouTube tip. You know, I mean, again, it's part of what you do in a day is social media. You know, if you're an artist, at least you should be doing it a few times a week. I mean, you need to keep your stuff out there and have exposure, because you want to be in the mix. You want, you know, at the very least, you should be delivering stuff that your fans like. So Seven gets concerned like it's a direct competition, or that you gauge your value based on that. But the reality is as you accumulate people that enjoy your work, I mean, it's you want to provide entertainment for them. So that's what they want to see. They want to see art from you. So you Should be trying to give them a little something something, at least every few days. And at least exist in that world where you're creating a kinship with the people that you relate to, and that, man, it's just so nice. Really good colors too. I like what this looks like. It's really cool. Lots of fun stuff in this. The Tiger Man. It was funny is there was a point where maybe one of the inkers was selling some of these pages, and I remember, I don't know if I saw the originals or what, but I definitely have seen the original of this page somewhere. I can't remember it. Oh man, this is so cool. Little Mobius action with the fancy cap. But yeah, get that scratchy stuff. Mark just kept it all in, and the inker went like, yeah, Bill, looks cool, man, let's do it. And black and white, some of the stuff can look actually very encrypted, like very kind of abstract at times. But again, solid placement of blacks, and your proportions of distances between things really kind of seals the deal. But yeah, trying to go in and draw this stuff really, really tight, and you know, I mean, like, here, let's look close in here. We're going to take a look at what did he actually draw. So this, like, little figure, I mean, he doesn't have a face. You can kind of see feet. It's more a suggestion, you know, like, I see 3 fingers on one hand and maybe 4 on the other, but it works, you know, it's enough. Never drew feet here. It's got a nice cast shadow where the light is coming from the left, kind of above this guy. This guy's all silhouette. Stuff to, you know, kind of be aware of when you're looking at the art is, what did they actually draw? What did they suggest? So that you kind of know how to do the same thing. Again, no feet in this. If he would have drawn feet, it just would have... It's... I know people joke about, like, oh, he never draws feet, or he never draws knees, or whatever, but not Mark, but artists, but they weren't really needed here. There's a lot of smoke and action going on, and you want to kind of diffuse the level of detail, and it will feel more dynamic. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, this is high-level comic art right here. Talking about a great artist with a lot of experience, and then, you know, he's got his competitive edge here. He's trying to make a statement with this stuff for sure. It's like, I came back and I really, really did some kick-ass work. And you look, I'm sure that he's inspired by, like, Jim. You know, they're peers, and Jim has had a very, very long run of things like Hush. And I think when Mark got an opportunity to do this, he knew, you know, like, to keep his status at that high level, he couldn't come in and sort of, you know, I don't know if half-ass it would be the right word, but you know what I'm saying? It's like if you looked at the date of when this came out and what was going on in comics probably the year before, you know, the bar kept getting raised, and stuff was really, really, you know, people were bringing it. So when you work on a book like X-Men and you're Silvestri coming back, he knew he needed to do it too. And again, these could be background assistants. It wouldn't surprise me at all. You can usually tell in the pencils more than the inks. The inkers usually will kind of blend it in a bit. Yeah, that doesn't look like Mark's drawing at all to me. And I've had friends that have actually assisted Mark. It's like, draw a graveyard. I'm sure he lays it out, and then someone else goes in and does the work, and then Mark goes in and probably kind of draws over it a little bit. And Jim has used assistants too. There's definitely books that like he's not as where it's like he wants it to be 100% him, and it's more like you have to get it done. And they'll sometimes, or you get behind, like the deadlines start to catch up with you, and he'll bring in a few people to do backgrounds, and then he lays it out. They do the backgrounds, then he kind of draws over them to sort of make it more Jim Lee. And then again, if you have a good inker, usually it will sort of blend it in. It's the reality of commercial art. That's really nice. God. The next draw along that I'm going to do is going to be collars on jackets and shirts. Collars can be really tricky, especially at certain angles. You know, and so many comic book characters have things like that on their shoulders. You know, some sort of pointy collars that are up or whatever it is. And yeah, it's not a bad idea to know how to draw them at a lot of different angles. So you can jump ahead and start Googling different collars, and like I said, look for things that are like cape collars and things that pop up and have interesting shapes. Maybe they're elliptical or more triangular, but yeah, those will be little perspective. Goggles are hard too. Goggles and glasses. A lot of characters have stuff on their eyes. You start drawing them at weird angles, it can be pretty challenging if you don't know your foreshortening and stuff like that real well. And also because something like a pair of goggles might have multiple ellipses, like it has the frame, the inset glass. There could be sort of the rings, that screw it in. So you're dealing with a lot of ellipses, like the motorcycle thing that I did for the Maiden piece. There was quite a few little drawing challenges within the one. So anyway, we're at 16 minutes. I think I'm going to wrap this up. But yeah, this is a little taste of what I think I'm going to do for Super Fun Sunday. And Marc is great. And those sketches were interesting. I hope that you kind of got a kick out of that. That reminds me a little of Jerome Opeña. He's great. If you don't check out Jerome's stuff, he's a really, really good artist. Whew. Man, he posted something a day or two ago that was really great. So you want to check him out on Instagram. Jerome Opeña, O-P-E-N-A. Really, really killer penciler. All right, let's see. We'll do one more page. Let's find something good. Hello. This is pretty cool. Nice pose. Okay, have a good one. Smash the like, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.